I'm Jill from the Northwoods, and I welcome you to the Bible in Small Steps videos. It's a space where we can dive into the incredible stories in the Bible and explore how they connect to our lives, whether we're just curious or a lifelong believer or brand new to the faith, somewhere in between, too. I'm so glad to have you here. And if you don't know me yet, here's a little bit about my journey. I grew up as an atheist and questioning everything. My father was an atheist who hated religion, and my mom, she was Jewish, who married this boy that my grandparents didn't like. But they struck a deal that I would be raised Jewish, and therefore we wouldn't be banished from the family. I had to go all the way up to my bat mitzvah. I spent a lifetime just looking at religion to see if there was anything there to it, and nothing struck me deeply. But I wasn't angry about it, and I wasn't upset about religion. Some people need religion, some people didn't. That was kind of my feeling. But after spending 2 summers in Israel and diving into the history, I was on an archaeological dig, countless conversations with many different people. And I started talking to my roommate about her faith. She is a Christian, was a Christian then too. And I asked her questions about it. As soon as she realized that she couldn't answer my questions anymore, she brought me to her pastor, and then I was baptized into the church. I now discovered the undeniable truth of God's word. And so now it's my mission to make the Bible more approachable, more relatable, and more meaningful for everyone. And the Bible is seen as a piece that's in time and is in culture, and that's absolutely true. And there's the absolute truth of what the people writing it through the Spirit of God intended for it. But these are regular people. We can have gaps because of the time and the culture and the location they grew up in. But instead, they're people like us. They were facing challenges, making decisions, trying to understand for their own purposes what their place is with God. And through this entire channel, we'll break it down story by story, step by step, chapter by chapter, to see what's going on. What we're going to use is a method that I created called the RAMPS Bible Study. I used to be the RPM Bible Study, which I did for my church, but I added a few letters in there. And so R is for read. You'll read the Bible in your preferred translation. And this Bible study will be on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So you will have Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays to read along, and then Sundays for your own worship. A is analyze. That's what we're going to do here. I'll share insights, context, research I do into other commentaries that will help all of us to understand this more deeply. M is for meditate, and that's where we're going to reflect on what the passage says. Meditate is about ruminating, about rumbling it around in our brain for a little while so we can think about what it actually means. What does it mean when God says this? What does it mean for humanity? And how does it apply to us? P is for prayer. Together we'll bring our gratitude, our concerns, our hopes to God. And share is how I encourage everybody to share what you have learned, share the main points of this particular chapter, or maybe even share this chapter with a pastor or a priest so that you can get better clarifications. I'm just a layperson with a lot of resources. I use logo software, do a lot of research into this. But in the end, your pastor, your priest is the ultimate source of what a passage means. And if it's difficult, we'll certainly share that with them. In each video, I'll guide you through this process. It's a little bit like an inductive Bible study from a layperson, where we will look at the practical meaning, the original meaning, the cultural meaning, and try to look at it as an engaging way. I think God spoke to real people. And if you'd like to go deeper, there's resources. I'll have the download of the worksheet from the RAMPS Bible Study you can download and fill out yourself to what it means to you so that you have a record of what it is that this whole study is teaching you. And you'll be able to then go back and look at it at your own pace. I hope you join me in this Bible study. I am excited to do this with you. And we're going to start off with Matthew 1. We're going to start with the New Testament, go all the way through the New Testament in order as it is in the Bible. And then we'll start the Old Testament. Now, again, I grew up Jewish. I have a lot of cultural background with that. And I'm also a little bit of a history nut. I'm excited to do this with you. Again, if you have comments or questions, you can email me at jill@startwithsmallsteps.com or comment right here in the video channel, whatever you like. I hope you do this with me, and I hope we can foster some good communications about this. Thanks so much for listening, and please join me for this study.